Today is the day that you are going to learn how to make a very simple budget. Okay, so I'm just gonna walk you through what I would do if you're just starting out, or not even starting out, you just wanna know a simple way that you can use really quick, okay? So that's what we're gonna talk about. Some of you just want a quick answer, like, how do I budget? Just tell me how to do it. That's what we're gonna be doing in this video today. Alrighty, well, we're just gonna go ahead and get started with this, okay? So for me, I always like to start with two tabs here. And some of you might like to use paper. That's okay. This method still works. But I like to start with two tabs, and we're just gonna go ahead with this month. I like to do October and then October transactions, okay? We're gonna do a couple formulas in this spreadsheet that works for us, and for a lot of you spreadsheet people out there, you will like this. If you're a paper person though, that's okay. You can still make this work. Still same principles apply, right? So what you want to do, simple budgeting, come up with your planned spend, okay? And then you're going to have an actual spend and the difference. You're not going to figure out your planned spend until you fill out your categories here of what you're planning on each category. But first, you want to come up with your planned income. So we're just going to say $6,000, and this is your net income. You're not going to put your gross, because that's not how much money you're actually making after you take out your taxes and your benefits of whatever company you work for. We're going to put your net income, okay? And so, get this straightened up a little bit. We're just going to say 6,000, and then we're going to $sign this here. Okay, 6,000. That's our planned income, right? And then for our planned spend, we're just going to run through our categories, and you're going to estimate, and this may take a couple months to kind of nail down, but you're going to estimate how much you're going to spend on each one of these categories. So for groceries, we're just going to go ahead and say $675. That's about my wife and I. We'll say about $40 on bathroom. You got some shampoo, some makeup. Rent, we're going to say $1,700. That's about my wife and I in a 2-bedroom, 2-bath apartment. Utilities, about $250. It depends if you're renting or if you own a house. Eating out, this can range heavily, but we're just going to go ahead and say $150. My wife is pregnant right now, so we are eating out a little bit more. Phone bill, we'll just go ahead and say $90. That can range as well, depending on how big of your family and what you're looking for. Donations, this is if you're donating to your church or a charity, whatever that may be, and we'll just go ahead and put a couple hundred there. Friends and family, we'll put $45. That's like if you're going to have some people over for dinner and you're going to buy some guac and some dip and chips and desserts. That's what that is for. Gas, that's going to be, let's say you drive 20-30 minutes to work there and back every single day. That is going to cost you $200. And then for insurance, so this is going to include things like your car insurance, your life insurance and whatnot. And so we'll just go ahead and put $350 for that. For your car maintenance, this is going to be things like, you got a flat tire, or if more planned, it can be things like you get an oil change or whatnot. And so we'll just go ahead and put $150 on that. Subscriptions, this is going to be like your Netflix, Disney Plus, your gym membership. Okay, so we'll put $100 there. Miscellaneous, always got a plan for that. Medical, you have a couple co-pays for some appointments. A date night with your significant other, you're planning out a night on the town or going to a movie. We'll just say maybe $25 for that. Let's say you're going to go see your parents this coming weekend, and you're going to spend about $500 between travel and food and whatever. Child, maybe you have a younger child, you're going to buy in some diapers, some new clothes, they're growing out of them. And then you each give you and your significant other each $25, and then maybe you're investing $300 in like the stock market every month. Okay, and then you're just going to do equals sum, and you're going to go ahead and just sum up all of those, and that's going to be your planned spend for the month. Okay, so you're estimating to make $6,000, and you're planning to spend a little over $5,000. Okay. And then your actual spend, you would just sum up your actual here. And then you do the difference equals this minus this. And hopefully, your, let's go ahead and center this real quick. Hopefully your actual spend is less than your planned spend, right? And so, okay, so now what you're wanting to do is, let's go ahead and go to our transactions. So when you're entering your expenses in, simple way to do it. Fresh spreadsheet here. We just like to go date, card type, amount, and then put a description, and then category, okay? So you'll put the date like 10/5/2025. We used our credit card. The amount, we'll say $30. And we went to Chick-fil-A, eating out, right? Okay, that's kind of what it would look like. And then we'll do a couple more. We'll go 10/6/2025. We use our credit card, and we'll say we spent $150 at Walmart, and that is groceries. We'll do one more. We'll say on the 7th, we went and got gas. We spent $60 on at Love's, or we'll do Maverick. I like Maverick. And then we'll put gas, okay? So now, let me make sure that's the right category for that. Otherwise it won't work. Okay, yep, that's right. Okay, so now what you want to do is you just want all of these, the actual spend, to like automatically populate, right? And so we need to do a little bit of a formula here. You're just going to do an equals sum if. You can just copy me here. You're going to do a range, and that range is going to be the category. We'll just go through 20. Okay, and then you need to anchor this. So I'm going to do FN plus F4, and you just need to make sure these dollar signs up here are by those letters. You can do comma. And then your criteria is going to be the category over here in the October sheet, comma. And the last thing you're going to do, this is the range you're summing up. And then you're going to do the FN plus F4 once again, parentheses, enter. And then you can see here, we're just going to drag this down. And you can see, boom, 150 from groceries. That was Walmart, eating out, Chick-fil-A, and $60 on gas. So you can see that all right there, just from that formula. And then your money left is going to be, of course, your planned minus your actual. So you can see how much you have left to spend on each category. And I like to do a conditional formatting as well, where it shows green if you're still above, and then red if you're in the negative, you've spent more than you planned, right? And so, yeah, that's kind of what we do. And of course, you know, I could maybe do another video sometime on how I would design it, making it look all pretty, but this is just the bare bones of entering in your expenses on a separate sheet, and then it all populates into one sheet here, and you can see all of your numbers and keep track of things and be organized. We want to be organized with our money and our budgeting, and that's how we gain more wealth, right? So anyway, thanks for joining me today. That is all for today. Hope to see you next time on The Budget Dad with Isaac.